So today we're going to learn how to cut a princess dart with Queen Anne neckline. Now to the work table, from my shoulder to bust point 10 inches, under bust 13 inches, waistline 16 inches, then my chest line 2 inches above the bust point, which is 7 inches. I'll go ahead to mark it into a straight line. That's my bust point. I've already marked the chest line, under bust, waistline, and the full length of the brothers for joining. Now I've make it into a straight line. So the next step is to mark my shoulder line. My shoulder divided by 2 is 7.5 inches. I also mark 3 inches for the neckline, though I'm not going to use the neckline. Now I also mark 7.5 inches at the chest line, though from the chest line to the shoulder line I'll make a straight line. So then I'll go ahead to label it. That's my bust points, my under bust, the waist, and the full length of the pattern. Though then from the under bust point I measure my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4 inches. I'll go ahead to make it into a straight line. My nipple to nipple measurement is 8 divided by 2, which is 4. Then on the under bust I mark 1 inch at the left side and 1.5 at the other side. So this is the 1 inch and the other one is 1.5 inches. So I'll go ahead to connect it to the bust point. I'll connect the other 1 inch to the bust point. Now that's it. So the next step is to measure my shoulder slope. I come down by 1 inches at the armhole and connect it at the shoulder slope, exactly where the neckline stopped. So on the midpoint of my armhole, I mark a point and connect it to the bust point from the midpoint of the armhole to the bust point. So I'll go ahead to mark 1.5 inch, half an inch at both sides. Then I'll also connect it to the bust point. So that will serve as my princess dart. Now, okay, so the next step is to make it into a curve. Alright, so it will not be too pointy. So I'll come in by 1 inch at the armhole. Remember, I've not created my armhole curve because I want to create a new armhole curve. So this will serve as my armhole curve. Alright, now this is it. So I'll measure my neckline. Remember, I mark 3 inch at the neckline. I'll measure it and then come down by 4 inch. I'll come down by 4 inch and go in by 2 inch. Just go in by 2 inch at that 4 inch dots that I marked there. So from there, I'll connect it to the neckline, just like so. I hope you understand this. So from the width, I'll connect it to there. Alright, then I'll extend it to the chest line. I hope you can see what I'm doing. So I'll go ahead to extend it to the chest line. This is totally optional. You can make your own a bit deeper or more above the chest line. It's totally optional. So this is it. So I'll go ahead to measure my horizontal measurement. The bust divided by 4. I'll mark it there. Mine is 9 inches. I'll mark it and add half inches that I took at the chest line. Also make the same thing at the waistline. Weight divided by 4 plus 2.5 inch that I've taken. I'll add it and mark it there. So I'll go ahead to make it into a straight line. This is as simple as it is. Just make it into a straight line and cut it off. So I've already cut it off. This is what it looks like. Very simple. Okay, now we're going to go back to the back pattern. I'll go ahead to mark the zipper allowance at the back pattern. I'll mark 1.5 inch for the zipper allowance. So I'll go ahead to make it into a straight line, just like so. Very simple. Alright, now this is my zipper allowance. Okay, yeah. So then I'll go ahead and measure my vertical measurement. The vertical measurement I need is not much, just the chest line, the waist line, then the shoulder line. That's the vertical measurement that I need here. So I'll go ahead to make it into a straight line. If you at this point have not subscribed to this channel, I wonder what you are waiting for. Please kindly click on the red button there and subscribe. Thank you. So then at the shoulder line, I mark my 3 inches that I mark the same width at the front pattern. I mark it. I connect my shoulder to the chest line. All right. Then also mark my dart, 4 inches for my dart at the waist and the chest line. I make it into a straight line. All right. Okay, so then I'll go in by half an inch on both sides from the waistline. Then I'll connect it to the chest line, just as simple as it, as so. Okay, I'll go ahead to connect the dart and you are good to go. So having done that, I'll get the midpoint, I'll create my neckline. All right, I use 3 by 2 inches for the neckline. You can also make it V line. All right, so now I'm get the midpoint of my armhole and connect it to the chest line, like so, just to the chest line. Okay, then I'll create my armhole curve. All right, the armhole curve. Then I'll go ahead to measure my horizontal measurement, my chest, my body divided by 2, and mark it there. Then the waist divided by 2 plus the dart taking half an inch above side, which is 1 inch. I'll add it and mark it there. So I'll connect it together. So this is basically all for it. Then so at the zipper allowance, I come in by half an inch from the waistline and connect it to the zipper. This is to avoid the bulge at the back. Now this is the back pattern. I already cut it. The right, this is just it. Thank you so much for watching, and please kindly subscribe, like, share. If you find this useful, if you find this tutorial useful, kindly comment and like it. Thank you so much. See you in my next video. Bye.